Hey everybody, it's Dan Fitzpatrick here at stockmarketmentor.com on Nvidia Wednesday. Company reported earnings. Numbers weren't bad. The numbers were actually really good. However, the market, as you should know, unless you just started trading, in which case, welcome to trading. But the market was expecting really, really good numbers. It was already baked into the price, and that's what we got. They also had a $500 billion, they announced, $50 billion buyback, and that's not going to really butter anybody's biscuit. But it does show you that they like their stock even at this price. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing that. But the bottom line is, this is a typical thing where it's not like, okay, not what have you done for me lately? It's more like, yeah, I know what you've done for me lately. What are you going to do next? And that's where guidance comes in. And if they don't offer just absolutely mind-blowing guidance, but instead start talking about overcoming issues, et cetera, then the market's going to start selling. And it's like, okay, we'll turn out the lights, the party's over. Because one of the dynamics here, I think that's really important, I'm not going to show you a grid on it or anything like that, but the earnings and revenues, the top and bottom line beats every quarter have been monstrous. However, the amount that they have been beating estimates has been dropping, and the amount that they have been exceeding the prior quarter's numbers has been dropping. I'm talking about not growing and, it's not growing anymore. No. I'm talking about, has it been accelerating? Has it been pulling away from the competition? It's still in the lead. Competition's coming, but Nvidia is still in the lead. Has it been pulling away like it has been, or is it just kind of keeping the pace? And the market doesn't pay. The market doesn't pay up for companies or stocks that are just kind of keeping the pace. Pace cars they're not really attractive. Nobody wants to be driving the pace car. I remember when Bob Dole did it one time, and I think he had his left blinker on the whole time. Nobody wants to drive the pace car, and nobody wants to buy the pace car. So if it's looking like Nvidia is the pace car, even though it's still head and shoulders above, we'll leave shampoos out of it, but even though it's head and shoulders above the competition, the market's already pricing in that this is head and shoulders above the competition. So here's the point. And we own a lot of Nvidia in our retirement account. And so there've been no changes to that. It's down 7-8% today. Who cares? I don't care. But as a trader, I chose not to do anything before earnings. I did buy a little bit at about $120 after the number, and that's kind of right at the 50-day moving average. And I'm comfortable holding that because the options market implied like a 9.5, we'll call it a 10% move. And sure enough, now it's 7.73 up here. It's about a $14 move. And so I can expect another $4 to the downside. That would be about 114. So not too much further before the stock has gone outside of the options market estimated range. And typically, here's a pro tip for you. When a stock after earnings breaks out above or below the options implied volatility, most of the time the stock's going to revert. It's going to basically correct it and say, oh crap, I went too far. And then it's going to come back the other way. So the point is, I think even though I'm down a couple bucks on this, I think the deal is just wait and see how things shake out. This is not going to go down to 110 or 105 tomorrow. It's just going to trade sideways here for a bit. So my suggestion is don't get all lathered up on this stock. I personally feel like the trade's kind of over. And it's a great company. It's a great stock to own, but it's not a right here, right now thing. So anyway, that's the way I would trade it. That's the way our members are trading it. If you have not gotten on board Stock Market Mentor, why don't you give it a try? We've got just a few days left in the month. And I typically always announce something right at the end of the month. So you want to get in on whatever it is that I'm going to announce. Take your free trial. You're in for, I think, a few weeks. I forget. I've been a member for a long time, but definitely take your trial. It's essentially free, and see if you like it. Okay. That's all I got for you. I will see you next time.